What out, chaps? How the devil? Good to see you all again. Welcome to the BBC Spews for the 2nd of the 2nd. 22nd, 2nd. That's weird, isn't it? If I did it at 2:22, it'd be 2/2/2022. 2. Alright? How's everyone doing? Fucking Gab News has just sent me an email. I have still got a Gab account. Don't really go on there very much anymore. Yes, a Bootneck always arrives just when he means to. Yeah, good quote that. Jimmy Ray, how you doing? How's your brother? Everybody's in. It's a bit busy for me to do the Oxbridge Pleasantries, not when you've passed like 50 already. Yeah, I spoiled you a lot when I had nobody watching my channel. Right, how's everyone doing? All right. There's a few. Again, proud. That's the first time you've dropped that one on me, Plague Marine. Wasn't aware. Don't really care. Irrelevant, isn't it? This is what it's related that to what I was going to briefly talk about, but I'm not going to bother bringing up any stories about it because I think by the time you watch this at 7 p.m. on the 2nd of February, it's already been covered ad nauseum by everybody else. But you're probably aware. Right, stop me if you haven't heard it and I'll fucking look for a story, but I'm assuming, I don't like to bore you lads with the shit you've read. There's a lot of low effort shit on YouTube, isn't there? There's one big story and everybody talks about it. And they're all going on about Whoopi Goldberg, right? And for my sins, I commented on Paz's video about it. But it was on the Lotus Eaters and Leo Kearse was on about it, and it's like everyone's talking about fucking Whoopi Goldberg. And I watched them on Fox pulling her apart. I don't want to bother going on about it. Because, yes, she's a fucking twat, Wardy, but it really irritates me when we go on about cancel culture and even though it is as blatant as a punch in the face, they say it doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? It's lunacy that they claim it doesn't happen. But it still annoys me that when someone does something, all the right-wingers basically act exactly the same as the left-wingers. And I know loads of you in the chat are like, fuck off, Matty. You've got to beat them at their own game, sort of thing. And I fundamentally don't agree with it. Because, like I said, freedom of speech is the hill you have to die on. And the idea that we should just copy them. Like I said the same when Trudeau was revealed to have a fucking blackface fetish. It's a boring story. She didn't say the worst thing ever. She's just a bit thick. And the reason that the left feel confident talking about things that they don't know anything about is because they don't get fact-checked. Have you noticed this? I mean, I'll tell you what, there's a story I will segue into. I wasn't even going to touch on it. I was going to talk about Brian Flores saying how it's weird how the communists say we live in this capitalist, greedy fucking hellhole that's only bothered about money. But strangely, if a black bloke isn't a very good manager, apparently they're all super racist. It's like, if he was a fucking good manager, surely, according to your bollocks argument, all they care about is the money, right? If all they care about is money, surely if he was a good manager, he'd get the job, wouldn't he? Make him loads of money, that tasty money you don't shut up talking about. So, once again, they contradict themselves. But I will talk about this because I didn't even fucking see this until someone told me in the chat. Isn't it mad how they'll kill innocent fucking women and they don't talk about it? The BBC didn't fucking push this story. Oh, I never heard about it. And I read the BBC every day. It can't have been like headline news for more than about 2 hours. I think it's fucking mad, me. It just goes to show the state we're in, doesn't it? That they just don't care about people getting killed. Fucking hell, The Colour Purple, Origami Pig, Jesus. I'll tell you what, I've never watched it because being a bootneck, I don't watch anything that sounds like it's just a bit fucking beef. I never watched it. And then I went on Wikipedia and read about it. I was like, oh my fucking God, that sounds like the most borstal story ever. I don't care. I just don't like it. Like, even if it's a blockbuster, Brokeback Mountain. Not interested. Brokeback Bootneck. He's not interested in watching that shit. I know I don't want to watch it when I see the trailer. Like, I want to watch Commando, yeah? I want to see Arnie raking a firing line with firing an M60 from the hip and doing a commando roll away from a grenade, and because he's 3 feet away from it when it goes off, doesn't fucking injure him. That's what I like to see. Arnie throwing saw blades through people's heads and chopping arms off with a hatchet. That is fucking cinematic beauty. And also, I've had this debate with my missus many times. Arnie's not just like brainless action hero. Some of them fucking films are, without any doubt, the best fucking films you'll ever see. Total Recall, Predator, Terminator 1, absolutely class. Like, I don't think I've ever been as entertained as watching something like Total Recall. The first time I ever saw Total Recall, I thought, this is fucking brilliant. Everything about it's good. The deadpan lines, the fucking violence, the women with the hookers with 3 tits. It cannot be bettered. That should get an Oscar. Running Man, fucking brilliantly. I mean, I absolutely love Arnie. She used to laugh about when I very first met her because we had a big argument. You know, she was, at the time, she was a student in Santa Barbara, and I was travelling when I first tried to get fired into her. Didn't go very well first time, which is good for her because, you know, let's have it said, if she parted her fucking whiskers the first time I met her, I probably wouldn't have seen her ever again. So it's a good job she's a chaste virginal girl. But yeah, we had a big argument about this because she was saying how he's a B-movie actor because at the time he was the governor of California and he signed her degree, which made me laugh. Like her college degree, because she went to UCSB. It's signed by Arnie. So how fucking good's that, first of all? But she used to go, oh, he's a B-movie actor. I was like, the man's a fucking genius. Nobody's as good as Arnie. Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Jean-Claude Van Damme, none of them were as good as Arnie. Them deadpan lines in his foreign accent, absolutely fucking quality. We're the best of them all, Sharon Stone, when she's trying to kick fuck out of him, and then he manages to finally get the drop on her after she's battered him. And then she's like, honey, you wouldn't shoot me, would you? We're married. And he goes, yeah, and pulls his gun out and blows her head off and then says, consider this a divorce. Like the most nonchalant murder of an attractive young woman you'll ever see. And he just delivers his lines like that. And he's the fucking good guy. Absolutely class. He's better than Jason Statham, Blue Van. Although Jason Statham is surprisingly good. He grew into it, didn't he? The Transporter was good. But Jason Statham's not nowhere near as good as fucking Arnie. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Arnie. In fact, I've completely forgot where I was going with that. Bastard, I always do that. You guys, I'm sure someone in the chat distracted me. So, yeah, this story. Never heard about it. Fucking Joseph Puska with an address in Linalley Grove. With an address. It's weirder when it's in Ireland, they just say with an address in Linalley Grove. They didn't say Irish as fuck Joseph Puska. That's what they do in England, don't they? You get some bloke who comes over stashed in the back of a tomato wagon. He's got fucking 12 brass rings through his neck and a bone through his nose, and they go, oh, he's fucking English he's as English as fucking Charles Dickens, that cunt. Like, you couldn't fucking make it up, could you? Like, culturally, African and Asian people come over and they do stuff wrong and they go, oh, a British man. It's like, really? Really? If you're born and raised in another country, how the fuck are you British? You can get citizenship, but it's weird in Ireland they let them get away with it. Don't know why. How much, do you know what this reminded me of as well? How much did they stitch up the Irish? Twins, fucking hell. See, distracting me again. Twins, absolute masterpiece. So, if that was any two other people, that movie would be a turkey. But because it's Arnie and Danny DeVito, it's fucking funny. Absolutely class. But yeah, how much did the Irish get stitched up? Think of this. This is what I was going to talk about with this. How much did the Irish get stitched up? Because it reminds me of, I remember making the same point a couple of years ago with regards to the Scandinavians. Like, yeah, all right, you could talk about Lindisfarne and the incursions into the UK fucking 1,000 years ago, right? But generally, they haven't done anything either. And it's just yet another. I mean, every single thing. This is why I don't want to talk too much about Whoopi Goldberg, because every single thing they say is wrong, demonstrably upside down. It's not just wrong, it is the exact opposite of the truth. Everything the woke say is an outright shameless lie. So I don't want to go on about Whoopi Goldberg, because this is what we expect from them. They are shameless, and it's almost not their fault, because the media has spent so long, and more importantly Silicon Valley, has spent so long covering up for them that they feel confident to talk about things they don't know anything about. I've told you guys about this before. Biden talking about Northern Ireland, AOC talking about Palestine. It's painfully obvious they don't know anything. Anything. If you were to ask Joe Biden, like I said, when was the plantation of Ulster? 1607, 1609. When was the Easter Rising? When was any of the big issues in Ireland? He doesn't know anything about Ireland. But he just talks about it because he knows they're not going to fact check him. When Trump says, oh yeah, I think you should take fucking whatever, they go, Trump said you should inject bleach. He didn't say that. Trump said, think how bad this one is. This is, like I said, it's not just wrong, it's the inversion of the truth. Trump said, obviously I'm not talking about the Nazis and the racists, but there was good people on both sides. And for 2 weeks, the media in Silicon Valley said, Trump said he fucking loves Nazis. Like, that's where we're living. So it's almost not their fault that they do it, because they're so confident they're not going to get hauled over the coals and fact-checked. They think they can say anything. If most Americans, if you meet them in bars out here, they don't go, again, some plastic paddies do, but most of them go, yeah, I don't really know that much about Northern Ireland. I don't understand it. It's a long history, right? And you tell them. But Biden's like, oh yeah, when the English went over there in the 50s, those motherfuckers. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. This is a fucking conflict 1,000 years in the making. Israel, Palestine, AOC. She was like, the settlements. And they're like, what about the settlements? The Pelagians in Tatooine. They should let them go in any of the bars in Tatooine. Yeah. Oh, here's a good joke I always tell. Sister Act. Pretty funny. I've told this to a lot of people in the boozers in England, in America, because it always makes them laugh. That was the first time I realised that Americans called. There's no clean way of saying this, so apologies to Kate and any of the women in the chat. Americans, if you don't know, refer to piss flaps. I'm just trying to think of a clean way of saying it. Split kippers. Americans refer to split kippers as the fanny. No, they don't do that, sorry. We refer to split kippers as a fanny, but Americans, for reasons that totally baffle me, they call your ass your fanny, which is fucking weird. Don't know where it came from. That's why they call a bum bag a fanny pack. And I'm sure there's a scene in fucking Sister Act where the fat nun says to her, tell her to get a move on or I'll kick her in the fanny. And I think I was about 12 at the time. And my dad went, ha 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 ha, and started laughing. And he went, she's going to boot a nun in the cunt. Because, when you say, I'm going to kick you in the fanny on a PG-13, an Englishman finds that quite shocking. It's like, fucking hell, boot a nun in the cunt. That's the worst thing ever. Should we really be making jokes about that? Rotten Politics calls man bags fanny packs. Yeah, that's a good name for them. Who the fuck carries a man bag? Honestly. I told you, Borough's a fucking rough town. When I was a teenager, you weren't allowed to get your ears pierced. That was gay. You weren't allowed to have... the only haircut you were allowed was a skinhead or a short back and sides. If you had curtains or anything weird like that, you'd get tortured. Mullets, curtains, centre parting. You'd get fucking bullied. It was a weird thing. Free State's in, first time I've seen him in. Hello, Free State. How you doing? Um, so, I'm sorry, if you're a bloke and you've got a man bag, you should fucking hand your man card in. It's an oxymoron. Having a man bag makes you a woman. You've got pockets, for fuck's sake. I understand women. A fanny carries a fanny pack. I understand women with purses and handbags because women's clothes are shit. Me missus has talked about this before. She said, like, the pockets in her jeans are fucking dog shit. Like, the pocket's about 2 inches, so you can't even fit your phone in it. Bloke's pockets, nice and voluminous. Yeah, plenty of space in a man's pocket for all of his shit. If you're a bloke, you can, in a normal pair of jeans, you've got your wallet, your phone, your car keys, space for change. What the fuck else do you need? Unless you're taking product out on the piss. That's what the Americans call, like, hair gel and shit. Really? You're going to do your hair in the middle of the fucking night? What a sad bastard. The weird thing about blokes is, again, because it is better being a man. Again, you know I'm a bit of an old-fashioned chap, so sorry, ladies, I'm not having a pop. But I've never once wanted to be a woman. I accept there's some things women are better than men at, but I've never once thought, fucking hell, it's shit having a cock. I wish I had a mouse's ear. Sorry, that's another reference to a chaste lady. She's got a mouse's ear. A slapper's got a yawning hippopotamus. If anyone hasn't heard them references. Mouse's ear, good. Yawning hippopotamus, very bad. Right? I've never once thought, I wish I was a fucking woman. I can't believe any man, when he's been fortunate enough to be blessed with stronger biceps and less risk of sexual assault or less risk of... there's numerous ways you're better off being a bloke than a bird. Women are better than men at many mental things. Multitasking, I could probably do the chat better if I was a woman. But I've never wanted to be a woman. And that's just one more good reason. Because you've got fucking pockets big enough for a night out. No, never. Not even a little bit. What's good about it? I told you I wouldn't mind being a gay bloke. Being a gay bloke would be alright, wouldn't it? Because you'd never have to fucking argue again. You'd never have to say, can I go to the pub, please, love? You could just go, come on, fella. Let's get down the pub. 12 pints. Watch the rugby. Now fucking nosh it off. It'd be brilliant. Brilliant, that. So there's times when I've wished I was a gay man. But sadly, I've been forced into tits. There's no choice in the matter on my part. I was forced into it. This is why I'm not homophobic, right? Because I didn't get to choose. If I chose, I might have opted for cock. But sadly, you don't get to flip a coin. Right? This is what the sort of very, very religious people have always been wrong about, as if it's a lifestyle choice. I get annoyed when they say it's a lifestyle choice because that cheapens my straightness. They make out like I just could have decided, I could have went either way. Like, yeah, tits. No, I was forced. I was fucking forced into it. Not a lifestyle choice. Or who the fuck had... We'd all be muffing shit lockers out if it was a lifestyle choice. Pissing up, rugby. Imagine how bad your diet would be. My missus keeps me alive. She's like, oh, you need to eat some salad. If I had a boyfriend, it'd be like, what are we having tonight? Kebabs again? Yeah. Same as last night, and the week before, and the month before. Fucking jackpot. Anyway, Kate, what I will say is, I am only taking the piss. This is what I'm talking about, though, with regards to determinism, right? Of course you love being a woman. Typically, if you've got a normal brain, women like being women and men like being men. We're built that way and we like it how we are, thanks. It's hard to get into the mindset. Again, in the old days, we used to all say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus, we're different. That only became controversial in the last few years when everybody went completely mental and they started saying, no, we're all the fucking same. We're all exactly the same. Women like guns and monster trucks just as much as men do, except the society tells them not to. It's like, really? So you've never fucking met a woman then? Never actually talked to one in real life. Yeah, that's exactly right. Steak. Sunday, steak. Good Friday, steak. Are there women from Uranus? Oh, okay, didn't know. Or is that merely a double entendre? Anyway, I'm talking shit. You guys keep dragging me off. I told you, if I was a woman, I'd be able to do this without getting pulled off. Yeah, never gets old. So Mr. Puska was heckled as he was taken from a garda cart with special... Why did he get a special sitting as well? It's like, if you kill some cunt, you don't get a special sitting, do you? Like, there must have been like, oh no, he's foreign, quick, get him a special one. Just lie and tell us he's Irish, that's what you normally do. Horrible bastard. And this is another thing. A Slovakian national living on €200 a week, they're always on fucking benefits. It's... Like I've said, don't do it by nationality or gender or race or anything. Just do it by ideology. Like I've talked about conservatism. If you're a Slovakian and you're living in Ireland and you're grafting your tits off and paying taxes, fine. As long as you went there legally. But why are they always on fucking benefits? It's like we don't need to import people to go on benefits. There's loads of them fuckers. Walk around Middlesbrough. There's plenty of people on benefits. We don't need to import people to go on benefits. We need to import people to do some fucking work once in their lives. It's absolutely ridiculous. You gotta say, if I will be prepared for the Office for the Director of Public Prosecutions. That broke my fucking heart, that. I'm sick of looking at the little birds. No one should die like that. No, they fucking shouldn't. I don't want conciliatory... Fucking... Save me from these infernal priests. I don't want conciliatory rhetoric from a priest. Was it Henry VIII who said that? Won't anybody save me from this infernal priest? That's a good line. Save me from this infernal fucking priest. I don't want people to be conciliatory like Bishop Tom Deeney, and I want them to say, good old days, good old Baptist preacher shit, this motherfucker's gonna burn in a lake of fiery dog shit for 1,000 million years. How long? Longer than that. I remember reading something in the Viz, on the letters page, it was like right to the Pope, and it said something like, imagine a butterfly's wing brushing against a ball of lead 10,000 times larger than the sun. When the ball of lead has been worn away to nothing, his suffering will have just begun. And I thought that was a fucking quality line. A butterfly's wing brushing against a ball of lead 10,000 times bigger than the sun. And when that's worn away to dust, then his suffering's going to fucking start. That's the type of shit I want to hear from a fucking Baptist from a Baptist preacher or a Catholic priest. I'm sick of them talking about conciliatory bullshit when someone's just fucked a young lass to death. Proper does my head in. Anyway. Polish and Northern claiming DLA. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Like I said, we're in a dangerous spot, aren't we? Because I really do feel like everyone's copying Sadwings, and most people are just going, you know what? I think out of spite, because the communists just fucking spend all of our money on things that ruin our society. I think it's moral to not pay your income taxes. Like, the moral thing, I've always been a fence-sitting lefty and said, you know, it's good that we pay our taxes. We should always put roads and schools and firemen and policemen and all this. Good we pay our tax. The last couple of years, I have started thinking, do you know what? Fuck them. Moral. It's moral not to pay your taxes because our government are just fucking scum. They've been consumed by left-wing ideologues that spend hundreds of billions of dollars, this is in the US, on causes that directly attack America. And if that's the case, is it not moral to not pay your taxes? Think about that. If you know when you labour and pay your taxes that they're going to take the money and give it to a mad Chinaman with a fucking with an air force as big as America's, don't you think it's moral not to pay? It's the same in the UK. You pay them your taxes, and they go, Nigerian Spice Girls. There's fucking little girls getting raped senseless in fucking Leeds. There's some lass above a kebab shop in Leeds getting fucking her head bummed off by 20 fucking jihadis. And they're like, oh, I'll tell you what we need. Nigerian Spice Girls, you cunts. How about you fucking use the money wisely and spend it on shit the taxpayers want you to spend it on? It's an absolute piss take. And also, to regards to Blue Van Man's point, why does it cost 25 grand a year to lock somebody up? Why? When I was in the car, I think our meals probably come to about 100 quid a fucking month. It was like BSE crisis. You lads are eating smouldering beef for the next 10 months. You know, you know what I mean? Oh, spam's been found to cause cancer. Spam every night for you, cunts. They fed us like fucking dogs. So why does it cost 25 grand a year? Put them in like a barracks with a big fuck off barbed wire fence round it and feed them gruel. They get 1 meat a day, can of spam for the fucking dinner. Since we invented multivitamins, you don't need to give them a balanced diet, right? That's what I'm like. Ever since we invented Centrum, winner, I'll just live off kebab juice, right? Don't need vitamin C. They invented multivitamins, that's what they're for. Feed the cunts gruel and give them a Centrum every day. There we go. £1 a week. Cheers. Range stew. Fucking hell. Yeah, well, that's basically legalised death penalty. So they won't live very long if we feed them range stew. But, oh yeah, see, there we go. This is what a lot of people have talked about, right? I've been saying. Vote Labour. I can't bring myself to go that far, but I'm not voting Conservative. We need to start from the fucking bottom. I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. You can't vote for Boris Johnson now if you're a Conservative. The Conservatives are woke. They're woke as fuck. He doesn't have a mandate for any of the shit he's doing. Green fucking rebellion and all that bollocks. Extinction Rebellion, Green New Deal. Fucking do one. You didn't win an election on all that shit. He hardly ever talked about that when he was running on the campaign trail. It's like, you don't get it. Fucking albino jellyfish. That's not... Biden doesn't have a mandate for this. Biden on the campaign trail said he was a dull, middle-of-the-road centrist. And then the second he wins, he's like, 40 executive orders, far, far left, wokeism. Woke as fuck. If you didn't campaign on those issues, you have no mandate. Even though you've just won an election, you have no mandate. And Boris Johnson styled himself as a get Brexit done, Winston Churchill's my fucking hero, hardcore, run-of-the-mill Conservative Prime Minister. Proper Conservative Prime Minister. Winston Churchill's the man. Oh yeah, a load of commies have just pissed on his statue. Yeah, what are you going to do? Let's let Macron deal with that one. You horrible, saggy fucking invertebrate. I can't believe people have allowed him to get on with this. So what I'm saying is, it has to burn down. Most Conservatives are not going to, most Conservatives will still vote Conservative, but you're going to have a core 25-30% that are like us, like me, and I'm sure like most of you in the chat, that have had enough of wokeism. So Boris Johnson is going to get fucking creamed in the local elections. If you can put money on like Betfair, I'd put money on it. He's going to get absolutely smashed because there's going to be a core 25% who voted for him last time that will not do it. And what's going to happen is that 25% will go for third parties. Loads will go to Lib Dems, Labour. You're going to get a coalition of the left. You're going to get SNP, communists, Labour, communists, Lib Dems, communists, Conservative, woke. All of them are going to do as they fucking please. And because their ideology doesn't work, and it's never worked, they are going to make Britain fucked. Fucked. But we're playing the long game. Because history always repeats. History is a form of prophecy. It's going to have to go back to the 70s. It's going to have to go back to strikes everywhere, hemorrhaging money. Everyone's on benefits, and we're still importing people to go on benefits. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Every single thing you could do wrong, we're doing wrong. We're importing people that are a drain. Every single day we're importing people that are a drain. And we go, it's only a couple of thousand. Well, every single day though. So every day we're importing people that are a drain, and we have been for 30 fucking years. All the working class grafters are going to have had enough because they're getting attacked constantly. So they're going to stop working. You're going to have unburied dead, power cuts, Green New Deal as well is going to help. I mean, you can see this coming a mile off. We would have had power cuts if we weren't trying to be the fucking green arseholes. It's going to be the 70s repeating itself. And only when that happens will the rest of the Conservatives go, fucking hell, 25% of the lads who voted Boris last time just fully will not vote Conservative anymore. And then, finally, you'll get a right-wing party. But short term, you're getting the communists, I'm telling you. So if you can leave, get the fuck out. Peter Hitchens, black-pilled, Yeah, do you remember when he was on Question Time and they were like, what should you do, Peter? What do you think we should do? And he's like, leave. And they're all like, oh, Peter, come on, Peter, don't be so cynical. He's like, no, fuck them, leave. If you can get out, go. I'm telling you, get out. And it'll get fixed, but it's going to take time. There's going to be about 8 years where Britain is just a total fucking cesspit. And then we can go back. I might come back in 10 years' time. But for the time being, you need to get the fuck out. But yeah, we're getting buggered dry style. Oh, they're going in dry, rotten politics. They're going to drive it straight through the back of your fucking jeans. No lube. It'll be such a fucking Roger and they won't need to take your jeans down. They'll just go and have the world's most powerful lob on and just go fuck off and smash it straight through the back of your Levi's. That's what you're getting. You're getting dry bummed with a denim rinse. That's what you're getting off fucking commies. They're gonna, honestly, there'll be no motivation at all for anybody to do any work. There'll be no motivation for entrepreneurs because they're just gonna get the balls taxed off them. All the rich are gonna flee. Capital flight. Corbyn talked about stealing people's second homes, didn't he? You're gonna get all of them. Everyone with any money is gonna leave. So you're in the shit, lads. Anyway, another random rant. This story I was going to cover just because Brian Flores is fucking useless, but he says the NFL and the New York Giants and every other NFL franchise is discriminatory because they don't give them jobs as managers, even though black men make up about 10% of the United States, but all the fucking teams are about 50% black. More. Probably more. Right? So again, it's like you have to be living in a fantasy land. More than half of the team is black in a population that's only 10% black men. But you think they don't like black people? How? Like I said, you might as well call fucking Diane Abbott anorexic. Oh, look at her. She's setting a bad example with her anorexia. She's got a fucking ass like the back end of a double-decker bus. What do you mean? So it's lunacy. All what you can say about this is, right, I mean, this sounds harsh, but it's blatantly true. Bill Cosby's talked about it. Oprah Winfrey's talked about it. It's not all black people, the people that happen to be black, by the way. It's Americans specifically. Thomas Sowell's talked about it. In their culture in the United States, they do not revere education. So that's why Bill Cosby made Dr. Huxtable a fucking doctor. That's why Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Uncle Phil was a fucking lawyer. His wife was a fucking lawyer. The judges, lawyers, doctors, scientists, because culturally, they're not fucking interested. They say, no, I know you should want to be a rapper or a sportsman or a fucking actor. They don't want to do intellectual pursuits. And in a free country, you're allowed to do whatever you like. It's tyranny. If you want everybody to fucking educate themselves, you have to be a tyrant. Because if they're left to their own devices, they don't want to educate themselves. If you're a fast runner and you've been blessed with speed and strength because of the colonial history, the slavery that permeates the United States. Because let's get talking about the facts there. Again, a controversial fact. Humans are like any other animal. Yeah? If fucking Serena Williams as a kid with fucking Michael Jordan, the little twat's going to be tall and probably quite fucking good at tennis, right? Because of the history of the United States, they've been blessed with athleticism. I've told you this is obviously true. I wrote a big Quora piece all about it and I did my research at the time. They were even selectively bred before they got to America. Think about that. Before any illiterate fucking peasants start having a pop at me in the comments. This is a fact. I've done my homework. I wrote a piece about it years ago now, but I remember, spent a couple of hours reading before I wrote it. They were even selectively bred on the boats because the ones who retained fat and were bigger survived the journey because they didn't feed them and water them properly. So they were selectively bred on the boats. They were selectively bred on the land. And a few generations later, you've got big, strong, fucking strapping lads. And again, life experience and common sense as well. If you've ever been to Africa, I've went several times as a Marine. Went to Sierra Leone, went to Senegal. They don't look the same. They're not as fucking big. In Alabama, I was at the gym in Alabama and everyone was fucking massive and ripped. And I was like, see, these lads, they're spawning in a way because they never had to pay the price of the slave trade, but they've benefited from it biologically. Me, Britain hasn't been slaves for a fucking millennia, right? Look at me. Little short, hairy, fat fucker. I got stitched up there. Swings and roundabouts. But because of that athleticism, they don't want to spend all day reading fucking tactics. They just want to play the game and then fucking retire rich as fuck. So, fair play to them. But this is actively wrong because they make up more than half the teams and you know it. Oh, it's 70%. 70% of the players are black. 70%. And when they leave, they're all multimillionaires. Guess what? Most people that become multimillionaires don't want to work anymore. Not really strange, is it? So, stop going on about it. It's bollocks. If they were evil capitalists and all they cared about was money, Brian, you'd get the job if you were competent. Unfortunately, you're incompetent and you're a shit coach. And did you win everything as the Miami Dolphins coach? Are you a legendary coach who won absolutely everything? No. If you did, you'd have the fucking job, son. But you don't, so you haven't. Pork it, fella. All right? What time is it? Fuck it, I'll do one more. I'll talk shit with chat again for a little bit. Let's have a look. Black players might identify. Well, apparently, yeah. You can do that now, can't you? Up is down and left is right now. See, I've heard regarding Terry Wookford's point here, I've heard that another big aspect of this, and again, it totally makes sense. You don't have to read sources. Yeah, white sauce, fuck off. You don't have to read any specialist literature. Common sense is early childhood nutrition, because when you're in the West and like Mediterranean diet, the Italians are apparently some of the cleverest people in the world, because when they're little children, the brains get loads of nutrients. Think about how logical is this? Again, I like to just go with common sense, as you all know, instead of fucking whinging and whining and boring the tits off everybody with sources. Just think about this logically. If you don't eat, if you start going to the gym and all you have is Coke and cheese, yeah, and the bloke you go to the gym with, he does the exact same stuff as you, lifts the same amount of reps, but he's got whey protein, creatine, and fucking filtered water. Which one of you is going to be the biggest fucker in a month's time? The brain is the same. It's a biological engine, the same as made of biological cells in the human body. If you've got a kid born and raised in Italy, and he's getting vitamin C, loads of dairy, loads of fish, loads of essential oils, olive oil, everything he needs, is his brain going to develop more than the little fucking scruffy Somalian bloke who's in a desert shit pit and all he gets to eat is fucking, I don't know. I was going to say Fanta, but I don't think they get that. What about Umbongo? Umbongo, did Congo? They must get that, because the Congo's not too far away. If you literally just raised off nothing but Umbongo and fucking rats, you're not going to get the same development in your brain. How simplistic is that to grasp? You don't need to be a fucking rocket scientist. It just makes sense. Yeah. Gym rat, nothing but Coke and Edam. Gym rat, whey protein, creatine, fucking smoothies, green smoothies. He's going to get mega ripped. Same goes for your fucking brain. Right? That is a logic bomb. Mr. Flores, you fucking idiot. So suck on it. Right, I think I'll call it there. Before it goes down a slightly darker road and the chat's looking a bit spicy. So, that wasn't my intention. I'm just saying that, as usual, they're contradicting themselves. Ooh, they're all evil capitalists, except when they aren't. Fuck off. Right. Please do not take Bootneck's nutritional advice. I do not recommend a diet of Coke and Edam. It won't give you big guns like me. I eat plenty of meat. Not man meat. I knew the comments were coming. I got in there first. Right. See you later. Have a good night. Like, share, bollocks. And yeah, cheers. Thanks everyone on Twitch. See you later.